Saxon Algebra 1/2, Lesson 94. Greetings, Caleb. The topic is adding like terms. This is a super important step in algebra, but I think it's highly intuitive, and it's one of those where you're probably going to listen to me explain this and then go, that's so obvious and easy. I don't even know what you're talking about. I know. Just bear with me. Okay, let's dive right into the example and take a look at it. The instructions are to simplify by adding like terms. Simplifying means we're not going to get something like x equals blank. We're not going to get that if we simplify. It just means we're going to get a more condensed version of what we've got. Okay, then we have a big long line of things. We're adding together this long chain of numbers. Now, notice that we have two terms. Each of these clumps is a term. Think of them as like cars on a train, and the pluses are the couplings. Some of them have x's, one has a y, and two are numbers. Like terms mean that they match. Either the letter matches or the lack of letter. So when we look at like terms, we're going to go, oh look, here's an x term, and here's an x term. We can combine them by simply taking, once we determine that the letters match, then we just look at the numbers and we add them. Minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1, and that's how many x's we have. This is a confusing one to have for our first example because we don't usually write the minus 1. We just write it as minus x. Right? But you could write minus 1, that would be perfectly fine. Then we usually go alphabetical through the terms. So next I'm going to look at the y term. There's nothing to combine with it. So I'm just going to go plus 2y. And then here we have, I'll circle these, two plain number terms. No letter coefficient, but that's okay. That just means they're basic numbers, and we can add them as plus 10. So our final answer with this little improvement is minus x plus 2y plus 10. That is the simplified version of this big long thing. And all we did was we looked through here and found the pieces that match, and we added them. Because those are the addition signs. Let's try another. There's only 2 examples for this lesson. I told you, you were just going to be like, how is this even hard? It's not. 3x. I'm running out of room, Caleb. I'm going to have to write the last one down below. It should be in the line, okay? I put too much blank space up there. Okay, 3x plus 2m minus 14x plus 2x minus 4m plus 4 minus 2. Okay, plus 4 minus 2. Okay, so we're going to simplify this. It helps. Notice here how I double underscored and I squiggled and I circled. Do something different to each type of term so that you can see them all at once without confusing yourself. Okay, so what do I see here? I see x, m, x, x, m, plain number. Okay, I'm going to go alphabetical through the alphabet, and then I'll do the plain numbers last. That's how I always do it. So I'm going to start with the m's. They're going to get a single underline. Okay, plus 2 minus 4. Once I determine that the letters match, I turn my attention to the numbers and signs, and I just add them like we would otherwise. And so that would be minus 2m. Okay, now I'm done with those. Now I'll do the x's. I'm going to circle them. 3 minus 14 plus 2. Let's see, I'm going to put the 3 and the 2 together. That's positive 5, and negative 14 means negative 9. X. And then that leaves numbers which are down here. I'm going to squiggle those, and they should be side by side. But I could say plus 4 minus 2 would be plus 2, and this is our final answer. Now, if you look in the book, you'll see that John wrote it slightly differently. He wrote negative 9x minus 2m plus 2. This is John's version. And we ask ourselves, is it different? Is ours wrong somehow? Because it doesn't look exactly like John's. But if we look, we can see the same sign and number are associated with the same letter, minus 2m, minus 2m, plus 2. He's written the variables in an opposite order. He does not ascribe to my alphabetical order system. But in addition, order doesn't matter as long as signs and numbers are correct. So ours is just fine, and I would dare say even better than John's. Okay, that is lesson 94. Caleb, it was so fast, right? But there you go. We're going to make this more complicated as we go, and you're going to add like terms for the rest of your algebraic life. So settle in and enjoy.